Okay, hey everybody. I'm going to do a quick video about searching, starting to search, find information about the topic for your research paper. This is Professor B. On Tuesdays, from 2 o'clock Eastern Time to 3 o'clock Eastern Time, I do this. Basically, I do a live thing so some people stop by and can hear me. And what I'm doing is recording, going over the week, like the work for the week, giving some lessons, some examples, things like that. So this is just an early one I decided to do to help people get started with their looking for research and figuring out what they're going to write their main paper on. All right, so here we are in Canvas on our home page. I'm going to go ahead and go to the library guides. So here's the orientation video if you want to take a look at that. It just goes over the very basics. I'm going to go to the library homepage. All right, so I'm going to do very basic thing here. So, right, I'm going to just put healthcare and poverty in, right, because that's what our theme is, and I don't have any idea what I'm going to do, essentially. Okay, what you want to do here, so it says sign in to get the complete results, right? Even though we came from Canvas, you still want to make sure that you're signed in through our whole service thing. So I click on it, and now I'm all set. And there's my name, and here I am. Okay, healthcare and poverty. So, right, there's over 200,000 results and so on. So there's a few things to do to help narrow down. The first is we need to get sources that are relatively recent, right? So I think it's about 2017 to 2022. So I want to put that in. So that'll apply that. The other thing I want to do is remember all filters. So anytime I do a filter of some sort, I just click remember all filters. And so from now on, no matter what I'm doing and changing, it will just look for articles that are 2017 to 2022. Other filters. There's peer-reviewed journals, because what you want to have scholarly sources, which usually means peer-reviewed journals, anything that has sources, that use sources to write the article or the book or whatever. So here's the other thing I'm going to try to do. So healthcare and poverty, there's a bunch of things here. I see Bangladesh, health concerns among women, racial. So we're looking for poverty and healthcare reform. That might do it. But so here's how I also narrow it. I go to advanced search over here. So advanced search will let me enter like separate terms, which should give me a better can give me a more narrow. Right, so I'm down to 72. So it sort of makes it easier. And as I'm scrolling, I'm also trying to think of things like what I could be writing my essay on, like subject matter, right? Because I'm pretending I have no real idea at all. And one thing I'm now starting to notice, this is about pathogens, poverty, and prevention. See, a lot of it I don't really understand. There's always load more results. But here's the other thing I'm going to do. Because what I'm seeing, I'm also noticing that some of these have to do with other countries. There's Cameroon, relation between deprivation and healthcare costs in early childhood. That might be an interesting idea. So you click on it. It says it's available online. So you click on that. It gives you these different places to find it. So I just always click on the first one. And so in theory, it should take me to the actual article itself. Deprivation and healthcare. Okay, so this will be focusing on poverty, and the effects on children or childhood or infants and so on. So that might be something that I'm interested in writing about. See the ways to go down here to the PDF. So now it's downloaded it to my computer. So that's an abstract for this conference. So that's kind of a source. Let's see if it says what downloads do. Okay, that might be all there is here. All right, let's get that out. Try to get back to where I was. You can also, in this advanced search, right, if you need to or you want to narrow it more, right? So I have healthcare, poverty. I might do like United States because I want to just try to get rid of any of the other places that articles are on, right? So that narrows even more, so like 50,000 results or something. Okay, so then you're going to have books come up, and you can always use parts of books, but for my purposes, usually I'm like, all right, I just want articles. So I'm clicking on articles, and then I'm also going to remember that. So from now on, I'm just looking at years 2017 to 2022, and I'm looking just for articles. So the other thing I wanted to point out was that as you're doing this, here's one: healthcare, health, and income. A good idea would be to, if you just open a document, if you, as you're scrolling, you'll see other words that you can use for search words, right? That might help you. So income. I also saw from the last thing I looked up, it was disparity, right? So I'm just finding words. So this one is health care, health, and income. So I'm going to see what this one's all about. It gives me the place to go. And over here, this one gives me this PDF full text, so I can just click on that one. Healthcare, health, and income. Okay, so this is this idea. It's going to be talking about how we don't address the actual issues of poverty, which is what we need to do in order to help the healthcare. So that's probably something I might be able to argue. So I'm going to download it so I have this article myself. I'm going to call it something close to what its name was: healthcare, health, income, I think, something like that. So now I can identify it from my downloads page, right? So I have that and go back to the results list. So as you go through, you can, collect other words that might help you. And as you start to decide, like maybe you do just want to focus on children, right? That could be a specific area, because the whole point is you're trying to, I guess I can get rid of this and just go back to my original. You're trying to narrow the subject so that you have some, because you're going to make some sort of argument, right? And there's obviously very many different things, aspects to this. So I'm going to see a little more results. So I found one that's just about income. It talks about how we neglect to deal with poverty. So I'm thinking, excuse me, I'm thinking like maybe I could start to like that might be a way to start thinking about it. And if it was, 11 middle income countries, that would be Russia. Did I get rid of? Okay, I can add another line. See if I can do that and keep the United States in there. It's disparities in health outcomes. All right, so it's basically just talking about, okay, that might be useful. Full text. So already I have like 3-4 articles, right? And so I can sort of skim through those to start seeing. Get full text. PDF. Okay. Okay, anything. So this would be considered a scholarly source, even though it's theoretically a like a letter to or to the editor of this journal, but it gives sources. So I'll probably be able to use that as a as one of my associate copy. Okay, so so that's the first. I think this is the best way to start scrolling through, and then you're going to start narrowing it down to a certain group of people, to a certain type of healthcare. The few that I have so far are pretty much general, right? But from the general, I might be able to start figuring out what I'm going to argue, because I need to take a position about something. All right, so I will talk to people again on Tuesday, and today's Monday.